Heavy Chef is a blog where we talk about profitable ideas and tactics for online, but also it's this session which has now grown, which has really taken the social media sort of offline, and guys talking and networking and finding out and sharing ideas. So that's really where the Heavy Chef concept started, and today we've got as part of that, profitable websites are a key element is branding. And the importance of branding. If you don't get your branding right, you're going to suffer. And we've got Rui, who's come to talk to us and share a little bit about his story today. So I'm going to hand over to Rui.
It's got to start, for us, it's always started with some kind of urge or gut saying, this is what you need to do. Well, I think it was because it was a focus on something. When we started off, a coffee shop in South Africa was selling steaks and anything. It was a restaurant. A coffee shop in South Africa was a restaurant. It was nothing about the coffee. So it was about the focus on coffee, on espresso, and that was it. It was a shrine. It was our shrine to espresso. We believe we achieved what we set out to was to build a prototype for a concept that could be rolled out nationally and globally. I don't know how that happened. It was never... Look, I'm a firm believer that if you start with something... There was a two-part question, and I forgot what the first part was, but you can ask me again. I'm a firm believer that if you have this vision and you follow it... Thank you. If you follow it... and you execute it to the best way possible, and your timing is good. Timing is very important. Sometimes your timing can be great, sometimes it's wrong. That you will build something with enough momentum that it'll carry through or explode, as you say. Now, we started marketing before we even opened the first one.
What did you do?
It was Guerrilla, printed T-shirts, went to Reno, they lent us a van for 3 months. Branded the van, started going to Giovanni's with our T-shirts on. When you paper up the windows, put strange meshes on, and people was like, "What's that?" And that's bake muffins and go into street corners and start hanging them out with cards, and it was all we did what we had to do to kind of. We didn't have money to go and put ads or traditional advertising, so that's what we did. It wasn't just me. It was myself and Brad, and we were always, as I said, we was always working towards a certain goal, and we knew what the personality of the brand was. So whether that personality of the brand had some of me and had some of Brad or whatever, we understood what the personality of the brand should be. I think you can do the same. You can do it at the same time. I think the key is to be thinking out the box all the time, You innovating all the time, doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. Some people think that there's some kind of magic dust that you sprinkle on something that makes it work. But I've had people come to me and say, "Oh, this is a problem that we're having with our magazine," and my answer is always, you've got to change all the way down to the roots, because more often than not, because the problem is at the roots. And then they don't like hearing that. So then they tell me to piss off. I don't believe in brand extensions. I don't believe it. It's worked sometimes. It works for Branson. Industrial beer it's not good. It's not good. So that's our strategy. Our strategy is to say, hold on, it's to change perceptions. Hold on, beer doesn't have to be like that. Beer is actually, it can go with food. There's different beers for different foods, and this is, try drinking it out of a proper glass. Don't drink it out of the bottle, because you're going to smell it. You're going to, it's got all the nuances. The biggest lovers of our product are, the best responses we get from our product are from wine drinkers, who normally put their noses up at beer, rightfully so, and women. In the process of building the brand, I'm not sure too much in our respect. We haven't focused on, for example, on the online aspect of the beer, so that's probably why. And in Fresh and in Vida, there was no, at the time, there was no necessary, there's no, I mean, you had Espresso Bar, there was no really anything you could do with the internet besides do business. Good partnership is one, I believe, that, I was lucky. I mean, we started back in the day and we've carried on, but is a friend that you can bounce off ideas with that's got a vested interest in what you're doing. It's like in a marriage, that's what it is like. In a marriage, you know, well, I would imagine, I'm never been married, but you kind of, sometimes you need to be brought down to earth, and sometimes you need to be, as you say, you know, shown the way, or a little bit of morale. That totally helps. And it's like, again, it's like having a friend that's working with you. We didn't earn a salary for a long time. And the salary that we earned while we were growing the business wasn't a salary. So we were working, and we believed in what we were doing, and we believed that down the line that we were going to succeed, and that's when, you know, it would be worthwhile.
Rui, thanks very much.
How long? I don't know.